So without further ado, I think I'm going to go ahead now that we've got the mic kind of set. I'm going to introduce Kerry. Kerry Hargraves is a creative, intuitive, sparkly explorer. She walks the playful path, teaching others how to reclaim the playful, joyful spirit we're all born with. After a long career as a corporate executive and a lengthy laundry list of schools, jobs, and businesses, she finally discovered her passion and mission in life: to raise the level of happiness in the world. Who doesn't love that? Happiness is contagious, is what she says. So please join her in creating this epidemic.
Technical problems? Come on. I wasn't always like this. Well, I was. But I tried really hard not to let it show. It wasn't safe to be playful in my household. My stepfather was a very charming sociopath. And he demanded the perfect child. You shall stay clean. You shall be quiet. You shall not make messes. You shall not be noisy. You shall not run around. You shall be seen and not heard. In fact, you won't be seen either. My best companion during this time was my little stuffed dog, Pinky. Pinky's been with me my whole life. He's got long, floppy ears with a squeaker. Eep, 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 eep. Shh. Don't make noise. It'll make him angry. The family dogs keep stealing Pinky. And I have to rescue him. Give him back. Give him back. My mother lovingly stitches up his wounds, puts him through the wash, and returns him to me a little floppier for his misadventures. This continues until one day my stepfather makes me give Pinky to the dogs. My other friend at this time is my parakeet, Grumpy. Grumpy is a party animal. My parents entertain quite a lot. Whenever Grumpy hears the tinkle of ice in a cocktail glass, he comes running. Where's the party? He'll drink with anybody. But if my grandmother's in the room, that's where he goes because they share a preference for bourbon. So it's up the pant leg, up the shirt, down the arm, onto the rim of the glass. Now the question is, which way is Grumpy going to fall? Is he going to fall off the glass, or is he going to fall in the glass? Grumpy's my hero because he lives life on his own terms. He's his own bird. And he reminds me a lot of the characters in the books that my mother reads to me. I want to be able to read those stories myself. I am desperate to read. Mommy, the squiggles on my Hostess cupcake, I know their words. What do they say? Finally, I crack the code. I can read. I'm Alice, down the rabbit hole, eating cakes that make me small, drinking potions that make me enormous, stepping through magic doors, sipping tea with amazing characters. I'm Trixie Belden, girl detective, finding clues, solving mysteries, discovering people's secrets. I'm strong and independent. I'm Black Beauty, galloping through the fields with my mane and tail flying in the breeze, wild and free. I love to read. And I love school. September comes, I can hardly wait. New subjects, new books, and I get out of the house away from him. But I read so much and so fast, I'm often ahead of the class. And I get bored. So I bring in little toys to play with under my desk to keep myself amused. Oh, there's a fire. Here comes the fire engine. I'm trapped. Help, help. We'll save you. Sometimes I get caught. When I'm 8 years old, my stepfather starts looking at me funny. My mother steps in. We're having none of this. We're leaving. And we move to a new city where there's nature nearby. And I'm allowed to go outside and play. I can get dirty. There's a beautiful hill of tall grass, and I make that my refuge. I create paths through the tall grass, a maze that leads to the center, where I flatten out a spot. And I can sit and read, or I can lay on my back, watch the clouds, and let my imagination go on adventures. I love being able to play outside. When I get to high school, I take care of animals in the science department. This is Rosie. She's so smooth and colorful. She's a 6-foot boa constrictor, and I like to drape her around my neck and walk the hallways to see who's going to notice, to see who we might be able to startle. And Henry's the white rat. Hi, Henry. Oh, you're so soft. And those cute little pink feet. You want to take a walk with me? I love being the nerdy girl walking the halls with creepy animals crawling all over me. When I'm 15 years old, my mother and her roommate are working in a printing plant. They print gay male porn. I get a summer job there. It's fabulous. I get to learn how to work in the darkroom. I help make the plates. I love the smell of plate developer. I don't care that it might be carcinogenic. They give me my own project. I'm hand collating 25 copies each of a 6-book series called Male Nudist. This is a real education. If you want to curb the curiosity of a 15-year-old girl, this will do it. Because after a while, they all look alike. It does, however, set me up for some future disappointments. Imagine my surprise when I discover not all men measure up. I admit, though, I still have a little thing for a naked man in football pads. By the time I'm 26, I'm climbing the corporate ladder, back in the land of rules. You shall wear a suit. You shall wear pantyhose. You shall be neat. You shall be professional. You shall be seen and not heard. Because after all, I am a woman in a man's world. Takes me about 25 years, but I finally break free. I start a pink flamingo greeting business. This is the grown-up version of toilet papering people's houses. I get to sneak around in the middle of the night in people's front yards, planting flocks of pink plastic flamingos, setting up big signs that say something like, "Happy flocking 50th birthday, Sally." And everybody loves it. It is so much fun to do. At the same time, I find myself making custom signs for business people. This is great. I get to be creative. I get to use power tools, saws and sanders and spray guns. And I'm present when the client sees their new sign, and I get to participate in their delight. I love it. My dilemma is, when I walk into a networking event, who am I? Am I a flamingo planter or am I a sign maker? The opportunity comes for me to ask a marketing professional, how do I network? How do I market these two businesses as one person? And she says, look for the umbrella. What is the one thing that unites these two businesses and market that? Well, what reunites these two businesses is everybody loves it. They're fun. For me, they're play. I realize that play is a thread that has run through my entire life. I know that play is critical for the development, health, and happiness of all living organisms. And I recognize the terrible cost we all pay when we lose it, which is why I become the grown-up that teaches other grown-ups how to play.